why my baby isn't crawling. Okay, first of all, we need better foundations going on in the development. Crawling is not a one act. Crawling is a combination of a bunch of different milestones that come together and become crawling. So first of all, the rolling over is just not great. Real heavy head. I believe really his problem stems from the cord wrapped around his neck. Now, I know people think, and I've covered this before, but people think that the cord wrapped around the neck is either oxygen, yes or no. That's not it. We are meant to present through the cranial bones like a champagne cork. The head comes out first, then goes into our rotation. The spine extends out, and this is what pulls it all out. This is the first time the spine has done this, and they do it within the force of gravity, and that's how it comes out of the vaginal canal. Now, this is an emergency C-section. So, emergency C-section, when people don't realize, and especially with twins, and I would assume that you have the T2 situation from what you're telling me, but they're going in and they're taking out a baby, right? They probably didn't present going into labor. They didn't, go down head first. They didn't go into the vaginal canal. They didn't get in position. They didn't have the force of contractions, right? And then when they're taking the child out, right? And this is where they have to stop and undo the nuchal cord, and it has that bit. So when he's rolling over, right, the rolling over looks like this. The rolling over should look like this. My head comes up and I can roll, right? So I get it that we have locomotion, but this is where, if you look at my video on army crawling, and I'll post that to your post too, I don't catch air. So sorry, I'm on one table here because I'm traveling. So when I'm here going up, this is all I got for crawl, because this is the only, I've rolled over my belly and now I'm kind of just creeping along. Army crawling is not crawling. Take the word off of it. It's not crawling, right? It's locomotion. It's a creep. A true army crawl, if you want someone who's in the army, can do a quad-padded situation in here. But this creep, especially when kiddos are just pulling along, that's not an army crawl, and it shouldn't be in development. And you know what? The government didn't know what crawling was, so they took it off as a milestone. And now everybody's trying to tell me crawling's not even a milestone. Just because the government can't figure it out, and they're now telling you this, stop believing this stuff. Everybody should crawl. So, I get it, people have not crawled, but they also don't, they have issues, they're dyslexic. Maybe they haven't gone to MIT. I want our babies to be optimal, not just okay. So when I'm coming to sitting, right, and that's a big one, you did not have a good grab in your feet. You did not have a good independent sitting of crossing midline. Now you don't have a coming to sitting, which should have happened at 6.5 months. Coming to sitting comes like this. And now when I'm in sitting, then I can go into all fours. Right? Again, sorry, I'm trying to fit myself into a live here, but I'm going to be headless. But I'm here and I'm going into all fours. I have a lot more room to get into all fours versus rolling like this and coming over and like, where do I go? And that's where you're having the interruption of where the crawl is. You need to come into sitting from the back. Please don't let him stand up. Pulling to stand is not a milestone. They get up through their pelvis, and you got enough things to work on. Get better foundations on your movements, and I get it, he might want to. If he's gonna stand, go from under his bum, or on his pelvis on that, but don't hold up by you don't wanna add to this muscular contraction. That's not how movement works, right? Just like grandma, it doesn't work well if she tries to pull on your hand trying to stand up. It's just not what standing is. So we can avoid that for now. I get it, play with your baby, but don't work on that. That is not a milestone, and that's not how walking happens. So let's just work on that. I would do those 6 exercises on both babies. You'll start to feel the difference in their movements. And then with him, I would do the coming to sitting course. I would really get into the optimal development for both kiddos. You've got everything right there. At your fingertips, and you can go in and out of the courses as you need them, and we'll go from there. Thanks. Follow-up videos though, okay?